Hey, what's up guys? It's me again, and a couple of things. I ended up purchasing the, I think it was like about, I needed another 2 million Bugna, so that way I can have the 10 million, and I ended up doing that. I purchased it, and I got 10 million Bugna, and I got 1 million of, what's the other coin? Cedra. Okay, so I did some switching up, and on Bugna and Cedra, each of those only have one of these KSO Pros running on those, and the rest of them, the 5, because I have 7 running right now, the rest of them, which is the 5 remaining ones, I decided to switch those up to Solo Mining Casper. I'm gonna give that a shot, because those 5 currently are only bringing in about 12 Caspers a day, according to Hero Miners that I checked today. So if I hit a block, then I think it's about 80 something Caspers. So I'm gonna let it run for 24 hours and see if I hit a block. I think it's kind of worth it, the shot, give it a shot. If anything, I just lose what, 12 Caspers. Maybe I'll do it for 2 days in a row. But if I hit, then I get 80 something Casper, than to just be mining the 12 for the day. So I'm gonna give that a shot to see if I can hit a block with 5 Iceriver KS0 Pros. Okay, so I thought of something, but I don't know if it's going to work exactly. I tried half of the trick that I was thinking about. So my idea was this. Check it out. You know that I got that Iceriver KS0 Ultra one that's not working. It's bricked. Okay, so obviously what's holding the software is a memory chip. I do have the memory chips available, but I have to reprogram them, so I have to figure all that out, how to do that. I mean, I kind of know how to do that because I have a programmer for them. So I decided to try this out today. It didn't work, but it's, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna take a risk and brick one of these. Brick one of these. Pretty much, not intentional to brick, but listen up. Okay, so one of the KSO Pros, what I did was, I said, you know what? What I'm going to do is test to see if I can upload the software, the firmware for an Ultra, right? KSO Ultra. Even though I figured it wasn't gonna work, so let me try to upload it and see if at least the memory chip will take it in, but let's just say it didn't mine, but I would be able to see that that's the software that's applied, and possibly, and then revert it back to normal, if that worked the way I'm thinking. So the reason being, for me to do that, the reason why I would do that is I figured I would have another option. So if it did take in the firmware, but the miner didn't work for the KS, obviously it's not going to work for the KSO Pro, or whatever's going to happen. Well, I figured if I get a KS0, right, and if I can get a really cheap price, right, let's say under $100, right, the first model, right, I would attempt to do it to that one, because they all have the same memory chip. And if that one grabbed it and saved the firmware, but it didn't work or whatever, but the firmware is there, what I was going to do was desolder the chip out of the miner, right, and desolder the one out of the Ultra and solder the one that's updated onto here, I'm thinking that that would probably work. You know what I mean? So I kind of gave myself that option. I was like, it would only work, I guess, possibly, if the miner would take in that software, the firmware. So I tried to do it on the KS0 Pro as a test, because I don't have a KS0. So when I did it, it said operations, I uploaded it, said operation successful. Do you want to restart the miner? Okay. So I did that, and then I saw it gave like it said a 0 error after all of that. But I didn't see that the software went in the miner. It still says the same version that was originally in there. The miner started up and everything, and it's running at the regular, with the regular software. But I tried it again. I said maybe it didn't take it. Let me try it again. I uploaded operation successful, and I restarted the miner. It still did the same thing. Nothing. The miner works. It runs at its normal speed. So I decided to unplug it and plug it back. I started it. It still was just running at its normal speed. So I was hoping that it would take it, and though it's not going to mine or whatever error it's going to give me, as long as the software is in that chip, I can swap the chip with this one. Okay, that's what I was hoping, but that didn't work so far. So I'm still falling back and waiting for the socket that I need to put on here for this programmer, so I can program a chip. I have that same exact chip. Hold on. Hold on a second. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. So I have over here somewhere. Because I had ordered some chips. I have like 2 of those chips somewhere around here that I ordered. Anyway, just somewhere around. Let me see if I can find them. Yeah. So those 2 chips, I would have to program those chips. So I don't know exactly how they program those chips, but I'm thinking, like, I'm hoping that just get that bin file, right, and then program it using the software, the Iceriver KS0 Ultra software with the bin file. Okay, and just upload it like that, and then reboot it, and it'll probably put in the software. You know what I mean? Like it'll install it or whatever. I don't know how that's installed exactly, but that's what that's my task. I'm going to attempt to do that. But what I'm gonna do is when I do get that socket in, I'm going to remove the chip out of here and then extract the software out of that one, pretty much kind of backing it up, the bin file. Okay, I'm going to, just in case something weird happens, But I'm still, of course, going to keep the original chip, because I'm not reprogramming the original chip. But I'm going to still back up the file. Files, whatever. Because I know it's going to pull it out as a bin file. So, and then I'm going to remove the chip, attempt to program a brand new chip, with the bin file, not that one, but the new one. I mean, you know, the original firmware, and then install it back here, and then start it up. If I get to the GUI, I'm in. That's my biggest thing. If I can get to the UI, I'm gonna fix this. But that's something I'm gonna try. So this is what the chip looks like. I can open it with one hand. I had ordered 2 like a few weeks ago, just in case I would need them. So let me try to get it close. I don't know if you can see that. I got the plastic on it. Well, there's 2 chips here. I ordered two of these chips. And these, I believe, they don't have anything on them. These are blank, brand new memory chips. So it's worth a shot, you know. These, as a matter of fact, these are the same exact chips, same brand and everything that those Icerivers have in it. The same exact one. And I just need to get the software in here. So if I can do that, then, you know, that would be nice, you know, if I can do that. Then I could fix them, you know what I mean? Anybody has a bricked one, I could actually just program one. So, okay, let's say if it does work. I put it in the new chip was in, and everything works. Then what I would attempt to do is reprogram the one that's messed up. You know, to practice to see how I can, you know, redo that chip. But, well, you know, I wonder, but I'm not going to do this. Not, you know, not now, at least. If I put one of these blank ones inside there, does the GUI or the UI run off the memory chip, or is it already built on a different chip? That's a good question. Is the GUI running off the memory chip, or is it running out of a different chip, a BIOS chip? Because if the GUI is running off a BIOS chip, then there's a possibility that I could put this blank one in there, right? And you know, like remove the other one because it's not booting up, whatever, because of this chip is blocking it, you know, that the bad software. And let's just say I put it on, and with this blank chip, and it goes to the GUI, but it doesn't say any software, like there's no software installed or whatever, no firmware. Then I can upload the firmware on the new chip. Then I won't have to reprogram it that way. You know, what I could do, attempt to do, but I'm gonna wait first to get that thing. But you know, it's broken, so who cares? It's already broken. I'm gonna fix it, right? I gotta figure it out. It's like, if it breaks more, it breaks more, right? What I am gonna do when I do let me get that first. I don't want to mess with it. I'm tempted, but I could just remove the chip now. Don't install this chip, right? And then plug it in and see if the UI shows up, which I doubt, because I believe it's stored in here. Unless it's installed in let's say a different chip, in a BIOS chip. I doubt that. I believe it's stored in here. But I would plug it in and see what happens. If it did show up, the GUI show up, right? But I couldn't do anything because I don't have a chip installed. You know, the memory chip. Then I'll just install the memory chip, the blank one, and then attempt to update it, you know, the firmware, and then that should work, right? Because all it is software. It's a piece of software that's installed, which is T-Swift's software that got locked or whatever, you know, that got bricked. That's what caused it to break, you know, because of being that I you know, hit the reset button, you know, reinstall whatever reset button, you know, which is one of the things that his documentation says not to do. So pretty much whatever is messed it up, you know, the program, so it's not reading the program correctly, so it cannot boot correctly. You know what I mean? It's like removing a hard drive, and a bad hard drive, and swapping it with another hard drive that's good, that has Windows that works, and the other one is corrupt or whatever. You know, it's gonna work. But is the GUI installed in here? If the GUI is installed in here, then I'm gonna have to go with the other options that I was telling you about, trying to burn it into here. I don't know. The thing is that, you know, because I know that the programmer, what it's gonna do is, if I read the chip right, it's gonna pull it out as a bin file, right? And I know that the firmware is also in a bin file, right? But I know within that bin file, there's going to be files and folders there inside of it. You know what I mean? Like if it's, when it's installed or whatever, uncompressed or whatever. So I don't know if that's happening inside of it. I did see with my searching, I did see somebody showing how to remove T-Swift's firmware, the INIT file, and then replace it with the other bin. But that was inside the directory of one of these. I just can't get into it, you know. I had some trouble. The guy doesn't show exactly how that's done, and I tried to do something like that using Eclipse, but I just can't get the Eclipse thing working correctly. But that's what I'm going to try to do. Let me not hit that like that, because then I might mess up the chip, right? Slamming it like that, and then I'll never know what's going on. So that's, you know, the thing is, you know, I got to use the microscope with this to micro solder. You know, this is microscopic. The pins are microscopic. So there's a lot of pins on each side, and this has to be done correctly. You know, but that's something I'm gonna try. I don't know. I got some options there to attempt to do, but we'll see what happens. So that's it for the video, guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later on the next one. Peace. Latest.